Why change things for the sake of it? I ask you. If it isn't broken, don't try and fix it, right?
Mm.
So Ford recently said goodbye to one of its major models of cars. Obviously, they didn't see what happened to Jerry McGovern of Jaguar when it went through a major shake-up and Ford produced its last Ford Focus at the Saarbrücken plant in Germany
Mm.
in November, just recently in
Yeah.
November.
Yeah.
We did say in a previous podcast that the German production market, the car production market, was walking on eggshells, and it
Yeah.
seems that Focus was the first casualty since then,
Mm.
since that podcast we did.
Yeah.
So why couldn't discontinue such a popular model? Because it was one of the best
Yeah.
sellers.
Yeah.
It seems that the ever greedy Ford execs determined that the Focus, although being a good seller, wasn't giving the company the profits that it wanted.
Mm.
And so the Focus had to go, as the Fiesta and Mondeo and Car did before it.
Yeah.
The people at Ford failed to understand that because of the introduction to foreign-made cars flooding the European markets, to sell your products, you will have to either lower your margins and
Mm.
sell your cars a little cheaper, or improve your quality,
Mm.
which it's obviously with the Ford it suggests that it wasn't able to do.
Yeah. I got.
It looks
Yeah.
like it just looked like the execs of Ford just said bollocks to this and shut it all down.
Mm.
Now, Ford did say that it was going to focus on hybrids and electric vehicles, but surely they can see the writing on the wall as the world slowly reverts to using fossil fuels. As the green energy is becoming more unpopular because of the expense. But hey, what do I know? Because of Ford's strategic moves over the last 10 years, its market share has shrunk from 7.5% in 2015 to only 3.3% this year, up until September of this year. Somebody, somewhere, is doing something wrong.
Right.
Comments on that one? Short and
Ah,
sweet.
okay. Well, I mean, when you're talking to an Essex boy here, and Ford, Ford
Yeah,
vehicles,
of course.
are synonymous with us Essex people. I mean, we had Dagenham was
Which
the
is why I
place.
brought up the subject.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I still mourn the demise of the Ford Escort. Yeah.
Don't we
Um,
all?
well, I see. I even here. I see an XR3i sometimes. My wife sees me salivate and everything else. If I had some money, I might go and offer the owner a good price for it. Yeah, I need this car. Yeah. Um, and all the trouble it would give me and everything else. But that's Ford Escort for you. Yeah, you loved your Ford Escort. That was it. Yeah. Yes, it's like if your woman said to you, you love your Escort more than me. Well, most of us do love our Escorts more, but
Not difficult.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah. I mean, okay. It's the car industry is going through, like some industries do occasionally, a big shake-up, and nobody could quite predict what the future's going to be. Us as a consumer decide effectively. Why do we like one model more than another? It's like I said, I mean, I've sat in a BYD car, Build Your Dream car here in Brazil, and that perfectly good vehicle, very nice and everything else. Um, didn't didn't see anything wrong with it. Um, yeah, travelled in Focuses. I still got a bit of a soft spot for the Focus. I remember the Focus coming out. It was it was just so much technology in it. It was revolutionary. The Focus is coming out. Like I say, I prepared for this. I remember the car coming out. It was a record because it from initial drawing to production was 18 months on the car. Yeah, and it didn't have many problems with it. it did the job. These were medium price cars. Nothing grand about them, but they're more than basic. And yeah, I always liked Ford. Ford. I wouldn't sort of say Ford was always the highest quality, but the one thing with a Ford is you could always get parts anywhere in the world for them. And yeah, I mean they probably killed themselves a bit when they tried to shut down the generic part market as well. I think they did. I think they tried that. But yeah, that was it. You had a Ford. You didn't worry about buying genuine parts. If you had a 20-year-old Ford, you tried to get what you could to keep it going. I remember, yeah, going down the breakers yard for bits and pieces on Fords. Yeah, my sister liked her old Fiesta. I had a Ford, couple of Fords. I've had a Ford Escort SI, 16 valve, really sporty car. It moved. Yes. Um, when the days when you could move motorways, I may add. Um, yeah, it was a not encourage anyone to do speeding. Yeah, I mean soft spot for Ford. Okay, the European market in particular is dying on its feet. There's too many car manufacturers in the world for them all to sustain
Yeah,
themselves.
I was going to say that the car market in itself is quite healthy.
Yeah,
It's just the traditional car makers
mm.
are being squeezed
Yeah,
by the the foreign imports, which is why I said in my little blurb,
yeah.
that either Ford has got to sell the cars a little bit cheaper,
Mm.
or raise the quality.
Well, I mean, this is the thing. Um, I mean, we've been through this before. Well,
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
with
of course.
when the car industry first ignited, probably in the 1920s. I think it went down, was it 300 manufacturers down to 70 or something, if I remember rightly. Um, I can't remember the actual statistics on that one. But yeah, the the market condensed. We look how many car manufacturers the UK used to have compared with now. Okay, we're talking
Yeah, but
brand.
they were in the UK. They were bought out by each other.
That's what I
So you
mean.
had
This is what I'm
Austin
saying.
Morris, and they
Yeah,
joined themselves to
yeah.
become
That's the point I'm making.
Leyland,
Yeah,
and became
you had lots of
General
separate. So
Motors.
they slowly. I mean, you got Stellantis. Is it Stellantis who own a lot of brands now? Um, there's a Chinese company who own a lot of brands, European brands,
Yeah,
and it's
yeah,
just all about branding. I mean, you pretty much open a lot of a lot of engines, and they're the same engines, and
that's
across
right.
all different brands now.
That's right.
Um, and so really, when you're buying a car, you're probably not buying what you consider a dream. Okay, we all know what's happened to Jaguar. They tried a drastic rebranding, and I think the guy who dreamt all that up has now parted company with
Yeah, yeah,
Jaguar. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. Um,
The,
so
now the latest from Jaguar is being a car London Red, which London Red is suggested it's going to be like a London bus. So
mm,
if you get your old car, paint it London Bus Red,
yeah,
it'll be trendy in the next coming months.
yeah. I mean, I was like Jags. I've ridden in a couple of Jags for different reasons. Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah, some were even used by a limousine company. But
yeah,
I've
cool.
tried with it and unofficially, and I'm not giving details to how. But yeah, nice vehicle, beautiful vehicles always were. They, if you like, they prided themselves on luxury.
Of course.
Um, and yeah, you had that. You joined an exclusive club. Not I always go about elitism and everything else, but yeah, you had that. You went there. You all the people worried about was there enough? True, was there enough space in the back for my golf clubs? Yeah, that was it. Um, it was either that or you had your Rolls Royce or your Bentleys above that. Um, so yeah, okay, there's other manufacturers as well, but yes, it was the car industry is going through. I wouldn't say renaissance. I would call it a renaissance. Um, it's trying to second guess where it's going. Yeah, how do you improve things that people aren't buying? Why do people want to buy the imports? Is it price? Is it quality?
Both.
Yeah, I mean, when we say quality, yeah, you're getting good quality. You're getting a reasonable quality for the price you're paying. People don't. Okay, are fossil fuels being demonized? Yes, they are by elites. But it's getting to the point where you got an electric car. People are now having to replace the batteries in an
There will
electric
be
car.
soon. Yeah,
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 and the exorbitant price. I mean,
yeah.
when you go, if you do the right things on LinkedIn, you can see at the moment the critical minerals, the discussions about critical minerals, um, supply chains. There was a big conference last week or this week in London, or conferences, a few couple of conferences in London all about it that we know about various things. But how do we source these? The Chinese have got the monopoly on it. Here in Brazil, I believe we've got the parts as well that are being sought after. Canada have part as well, I believe. It's going to get difficult. Where you've got fossil fuels, I think we're still going to have fossil fuels power. Certainly going to be a bit around beyond 2030.
Yeah,
So
you're talking
people,
about a release. I think you're going to find that fossil fuels, especially now that the United States is deciding to come off the green
yeah,
and to go back to. Once that happens, the whole world will follow.
mm,
I
yeah,
can't imagine the UK, although I can with Miliband in the play in what doing what he's doing, of wanting to carry on this green energy road to nowhere when
well,
the when the biggest market in the world is not wishing to go along that route.
as I was trying to explain to some younger people yesterday, there's two ways you can do things. You can persuade people that um, an idea is a good idea. You sell it, yeah.
Of
You
course,
show all the
yes,
evidence and everything else.
yes, right,
The other thing you have to do is mandate it. The governments, certainly across Europe, are trying to mandate
yes.
non-fossil vehicles. Um, the thing is, you don't get something for nothing. Even EVs are destructive to the environment.
Yeah,
Um,
more so than a fossil.
well, you can
Yes,
argue,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, there's certain things, yeah, yeah.
I'm afraid I'm right.
Well, I'm not going to get into that debate here. I'm trying to play. I like the technology that EVs provide, and I just don't mean just the motive power as well, what's going into them and everything else. It's driving other things as well. But yes, they get through tires quicker and things like this, rubber production. Um, you can't recycle an awful lot in a vehicle. You've got a very old fossil fuel vehicle that you're keeping on the road. You can't do
Classic
that with
stuff.
an
It's a
EV,
classic.
eh? It's classic
It's a
now.
classic. It's not very old. It's classic. It's mature.
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 Yeah, well, actually, it's quite young compared with some of the vehicles I see here sometimes. Yeah. Yeah. And it doesn't, I mean, I've been in it and also I've seen you, I saw you coming down the street and yeah, you didn't have a big cloud of smoke behind you with it. So it's pretty clean. Yeah.
I saw
Um,
you and I put off the accelerator so I wouldn't blow that smoke out.
you didn't want me to see you coming when you, yeah.
That's right. So, anyways, so Ford, it's trying to break into the EV market, which is already overcrowded.
Well,
It's trying to go in the hybrid market as well, which is also not so overcrowded, but it's almost like not going full throttle into the EV market.
well, this is it. I mean, it's predicting the future, though it will be a case of either survival of the leanest or um yeah, good luck with it. I mean, it's us
They're
as the
gonna,
consumers will try decide. Yeah.
they're good. Yeah, they're gonna have to get somebody like Gypsy Rosalie to help them out because with their track record over the last 10 years, it's not worked out all that well for them.
Well, I mean, okay, we can talk about history of Ford, but yeah, I've still got a soft spot for Ford, obviously, from where I came from, and yeah, the Escorts and the Mustangs and etc. etc. They're my dreams, but again, you can't live in the past.
No,
Um,
of course,
they're going to
but the
have to,
decision makes are what make the difference of your future.
yeah,
And I find it difficult that Ford is able to do this at the moment.
yeah. Well, you can't rely on past glories, and maybe they hope, yeah, yeah, okay, maybe they're trying to shed some semblance from the past. We're coming back dynamically and new. We're going to have our new vehicles. We're going to produce a fleet of new
I don't know.
things.
I don't know. I mean, Volkswagen Beetle managed to do it.
Mm.
They're starting to do it with the Moggy 1000,
Yeah.
the new model of the Morris 1000 out,
Mm.
and they had that Cabriolet, Chevrolet Cabriolet,
Yeah.
which was based on a 1950s model as well.
Mm.
So that's sort of trying to. I mean, all right, they haven't lasted all that long,
Mm.
but there was a little bit of matando saudades. Um, there's a word in English that I know in
Miss,
Portuguese.
yeah,
It's not
yeah.
been here for far too long.
So that missing or
Um,
yeah, yeah.
that's right. Yeah, so people that yearn
You earn it. Yeah.
for these older cars. That
Yeah.
they could buy the new cars in the molds of the older cars. But
Yes.
I digress.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean that's it. Yeah. They've got Mustangs with EVs in them, with electric. Yeah. And I saw, yeah, there's now a new generation of Mustangs coming out, or new model Mustang, and it's not the big muscle
Muscle car.
car. Yeah, and I'm all for the death of them. You know, I don't care about anything else. They looked good, they felt good.